a long time, and I just haven't. The excuses are irrelevant. So anyways, I finally decided I should. So I'm going to summarize, you know, I wrote it out, but I'm just going to summarize basically the top of my head. Hopefully, you know, God can guide me to remember it all. But anyways, so it all started out with COVID, and I remember everything shut down, and I finally had the time to, you know, to get
a
food
few
to
moments later.
And I was like, you know, I can finally, like, do whatever I want. And, you know, in my free time, being a single mom, when he was sleeping, I was like, why is America shut down like never before? I started looking into politics and all that stuff because, you know, this has never happened before, at least not in my lifetime. So I looked into, like, why everybody hates Trump. Because I had literally no opinion on politics. I really genuinely didn't care. So I was like, you know, everybody hates him. Why? I want to know why. If I do, I'll, you know, maybe I will too. I don't know. You know, I was literally open-minded about it. So I looked it up. I started doing unbiased research, aka looking into reasons why people don't, reasons why people do, you know, looking at actual videos, true videos that weren't just snippets, like whole videos. And I realized he really wasn't so bad, and his message wasn't so bad. And you know, the accusations that people were putting against him, like, the beauty of knowing God is knowing the accusations were debunked or just half-truths. So anyways, I realized he wasn't so bad, so why does everybody hate him? And, you know, during COVID, Trump was giving speeches that were, you know, hours long on Twitter every day, unlike majority presidents, at least I can remember any presidents have ever done. And I watched them because, like I said, I wanted a actual opinion, my own opinion on this situation, on who he is and what I thought about who's running our country, because I was like, what the heck is going on? So, you know, I watched them thoroughly because I had nothing better to do, and I was getting paid to do nothing, so it was nice. Anyways, I would also watch news, and I literally witnessed them distorting, cutting out, snippeting his speeches to make him say or sound. So after COVID, looking into all this stuff about politics, you know, trying to figure out why people don't like Trump, and realizing that they were distorting his speeches or making him say things sound like he was saying things he wasn't really saying. Because I actually watched the whole clips. I was just like, our media is obviously having an agenda, and it is not a fair one, because I genuinely did not care about politics, and trying to form my own opinion just made me realize, like, that's crazy. Anyways, for our American president, for our own American media to be doing that to them, just gave me Hitler vibes. So anyways, went down a rabbit hole, or whatever you want to call it, and realized, like, there's a lot of evil in this world, and there are a lot of puppet strings on a lot of puppets, and it just made me depressed. And then I realized like, there's obviously a lot of evil in the world, and, you know, good and evil, like a mirror, there has to be good if there's all this evil, clearly. Because trust me, I did hours of research, and it didn't make me crazy. I just, like, you know, I looked into both sides, try to debunk stuff, you know, like a good logical person should do, and critical thinker, whatever you want to call them, conspiracy theorist. So I looked into God, because, you know, I grew up in a Mormon church, and, you know, if a Mormon church does anything to you, it makes you feel like you're not good enough, and that you're never gonna make it to heaven. And that wasn't what swayed me away, were the standards on it. It was the logicalness of God that I was learning in school versus. So, like, everything I was learning in church and everything I was learning in school, when it came to historical facts or, you know, geography, like, it just was clashing, and it just didn't make any sense to me. And I thought I was so smart that I could never believe in God. And, you know, God would be not a man, but God would be a being that would, who created you, he would obviously know everything. He would know your heart, everything. So I knew that I was screwed, because I thought in my heart, or felt in my heart, that he, as much as I wanted him to be real, that he would know that I didn't genuinely feel like he was real. Like, I had so much doubt. Like, I knew too much for him to be real, that just everything I learned just debunked him in a way. And I didn't know that it was indoctrination, just like how they claim Christianity. But because I lacked the ambition or curiosity, I just never really pursued that doubt or anything. That, I just had other aspirations that I cared more about to want to put my time into, until COVID. Because like I said, nobody could hang out, couldn't do nothing, stuck at home, being paid to be stuck at home. I was like, I actually genuinely grew the curiosity, and which is ironic, 2020 vision, but don't get me started on that. That's another thing, like, but anyways, so I grew my curiosity for God looking into politics because of how corrupt it was. And it's not that I got scared into God or anything. It was more so like, there's obviously evil. So I started looking into all those, different religions or belief systems. And like I said, they all do believe in a sort of God. And you want to say that atheists do not believe in a God, which, that is their definition. But I guess I'm going to speak for more of the scientific atheists, because they do believe in science. And whether you want to call science a God or not, like, that is a belief. Now, where science originally originated from, based on facts, that's different. But I'm talking about that scientific theory belief, like, that is a religion, that is a belief. You want to call the Big Bang Theory whatever, the Big Bang Theory, you can call it a God theory, just interpreted differently, or worded differently. So, let's just say, like, okay, maybe he was playing me for a fool, maybe he did talk about it with his grandpa, so we'll just scratch that off for, safekeeping sakes of, falsehoods. Anyways, that same night, I had a dream. I don't even like to call it a dream, because I've had dreams, I've had lucid dreams, I've had dreams that I was driving snow, I was back in my old hometown, and I could feel it, and I walked through my old school that I know I'll probably never go to again, and it felt so real, but I knew it was a dream. Like, this was different. Like, I woke up in this hotel we stayed at the same night I went to church with him in a decade. That same day I opened that Bible up to the verse, the book of Job, and saw that verse. That same day I went to church to behave in complete nonsense. And that really did hit me, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Like, because I thought I knew it all. And clearly, you look around and you can see God's work. Like, you're a fool to deny that there's a creator when you just look at life. But I'll get into all the reasons why I came to that realization later, because I did not have that wisdom until I kept searching. But, I ended up talking to my ex and stuff about God. I was really into it after looking into politics, like, and that realization, like, the more I looked into it and tried to debunk it, the more I realized, like, whoa, God is sounding like the man that he says he is, not just the man that my mom said. That same day I went to church and felt like, God was speaking through his grandpa, the preacher, to me about all the questions that I had. So ended up going to sleep. We had a great day. I had a great day with his family. Went to bed. Didn't have no, thoughts in my mind about the devil or nothing. So anyways, I say this because you know, in your dream, go to bed, you feel like, you know, you're at home in your dream, but everything looks different, but it feels like it's home because it's a dream. Well, in this dream, I woke up in the hotel bed. Everything looked exactly the same, detail to detail. And I open my eyes. I'm in the hotel room, and it's dark, but you know, the light's coming through the curtain like it does, you know, when you're in a hotel. The street lights are coming in, and I saw this dark figure. There's truly a reason why they say we have to seek out God in order to find Him. And with an open mind and open heart, you can open yourself up to understand Him. Jesus spoke in parables. A lot of things in our life can be spoken of in the same manner, but we call them metaphors. Our whole life is based on decisions that end up being good or bad. Our mind and DNAs are complex. Mother Nature and Earth are designed so perfectly, but yet so complex. One chemical imbalance, one missing chromosome, one extra of anything, too much of anything can mess it all up, or, you know, be bad. Like, majority of life is made perfectly, though. Too perfectly to be a coincidence. You can't appreciate something good without the knowledge of it being bad. You cannot have good without the bad. Hence Adam and Eve. I really do believe the Bible. So I ended up going to church. You know, my boyfriend at the time, his grandpa that he lived with was actually a pastor. And I went to his church, you know, to, you know, make him happy, to go, because his grandparents wanted him to be more active in church because he didn't really have his life together, and, like, what a going getting, because I genuinely wanted to learn more about God. Turned out his grandpa ended up speaking to me through God multiple times, because I would literally have conversations with him about the questions I was having on the journey, or the, you know, this stuff that I was trying to learn more about. And I know for a fact he did not say nothing to his grandparents about the stuff I was saying, because when his grandpa would preach about the things that I was talking to him about, we would make eye contact immediately and be flabbergasted, like, what the heck is going on, because Jesus made a big deal about names and renaming his disciples, because the names that they were given weren't, you know, just enough for who they were or who they were going to become. And I looked up my name, and it means to foresee. And this was while, or, you know, after I was already feeling like I was saying words or talking about certain situations, or literally acting out certain situations, like with friends, and like we would hear it in a song talking about exactly what we were doing. It's, you know, I'm gonna sound crazy, whatever, like, it was crazy. So anyways, all that was happening, and let me see where. That same day I went to church and felt like, you know, God was speaking through his grandpa, the preacher, to me about all the questions that I had. So I ended up going to sleep. We had a great day. I had a great day with his family. Went to bed. Didn't have no, you know, thoughts in my mind about the devil or nothing. So anyways, I say this because, you know, in your dream, go to bed, you feel like, you know, you're at home in your dream, but everything looks different, but it feels like it's home because it's a dream. Well, in this dream, I woke up in the hotel bed. Everything looked exactly the same, detail to detail. And I open my eyes. I'm in the hotel room, and it's dark, but, you know, the light's coming through the curtain like it does, you know, when you're in a hotel. The street lights are coming in. And I saw this dark figure. Walking at the end of the bed. Like something from the Edge of Tomorrow. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it was like crawling, slithering, a mixture of both. And I couldn't, like, the word, like, frozen. Like, you're so scared you couldn't talk or scream, move, nothing. Like, I was just staring at it. I've never felt that in my entire life. I thought it was BS. Like, you know, these people yell at in the movies, like, what are you doing? Run, scream, blah, blah, blah. So dumb. No, I got humbled. And I've never had like sleep paralysis or nothing before. Like, so this was like, maybe this was a case of sleep paralysis, but I don't know, because everything looked exactly how it did if I were to open my eyes from sleep. And I was sleeping because what the freaking F was that? So anyways, it's crawling, a dark figure with just glowing eyes. It was all black, like it crawled up right to the edge of the bed, and I'm just frozen, and I just look down at it and I stare at it, and I can't say nothing. I'm just freaked out. And then it just like gets this close to my face, and then it turns its head at me in confusion. And like the next thing I remember is just like jumping up to wake up my boyfriend, and it was morning all of a sudden. Like it just happened just like that. And I was like freaking out, telling him like what just happened, and he's like, oh, you just had I was like, oh, you just had a bad dream. And I was just like, it fucking felt so real. And he was, I was like, you know what, maybe I did. And so my son, mind you, is 2 years old, sleeping, like knocked out, and wakes up not even 5 minutes later, after we had already dropped the fact, crying. And I was like, what's wrong? He's like, spider crawling on the wall. And I was like, spider? He's like, black spider crawling on the wall. Like he woke up from a nightmare too, not even 5 minutes later after me saying this dream to my boyfriend. And we looked at each other like, very sus. And then he's like, no, he definitely heard you talking about it to me. And I was like, you're probably right. I brushed it off, whatever. Like, so a part of me really believes like that was a demon like observing me, or curious as to or any demon that may have been like connected or lingering on to me, curious as to why I was going to church or opening up a Bible for the first time, because I had been such a careless, judgmental, obsessed with boys, drug crazy type of girl. Like, I genuinely did not care about God. I hoped he was real. He sounded nice, but I just genuinely didn't think I ever would be able to believe in him. And if there was a demon onto me, that would be, what, maybe my own demons